Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pod Door, your probably only show on YouTube talking about the winners of the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. I am your host tonight, Jack Pinchuk, here with the one and only Alex Martinez and nobody else today. How you doing, Alex?
It was great. I told you putting everyone's name in the intro was a good idea. I told you it was a great idea, and I'm glad you listened. It's only going to make this part of the show more awkward. Yeah, I'm great. I'm very happy to be here to see you again. As we talk about what we have dubbed the what do we call it, Jack?
We is a strong word, but I believe what you what you decided to dub it was the foreign dehumanization trilogy.
That's what it was, the foreign dehumanization trilogy.
You knew what it was. You just wanted me to fucking say it.
You just got a look on your face like you didn't want to say it, and you didn't want me to say it, so I didn't say it. I made you say it.
I hate you. Yeah, we're talking about some really solid movies for the most part tonight. We're starting off with Titane. Then we'll be going to Parasite, and then Kore-eda's Shoplifters. Very excited for this. Let's just get right into it. No time, or no use in wasting any more time. Titane. So, Alex, how about you take the plot synopsis to this one?
I'm sorry, plot. Okay, Titane, I mean, it doesn't, like, it has a plot. It's more of an experience. Titane is an experience. Because to say it has a plot is woefully misleading.
Brief rundown of what, like,
It has events that I will now talk about in some kind of detail. Because a lot of the scenes in this movie feel very unconnected. They are connected in the sense that it happens to one character, a lot of the scenes. Woman, for most of it, a woman experiences a very strange life. She's not well.
She has sex with a car and gets pregnant with a car baby, and
that's really...
There's no other way of putting it. That's what happens in the movie, and
she gets into an accident as a child, and it does something to her. She develops a kinship with vehicles that later in her adult life, thankfully, I think, becomes sexual. And I know you're thinking, how does that work? I'm not sure. But that's not... I'll be honest, the car thing's the least weird thing about her. It's the least strange. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. But, like, if someone came up to you on the street and said, I love my car, you'd be like, yeah, sure. A lot of people love their cars.
I think Queen wrote a song about how much one of them loved their car. So
you wouldn't immediately think anything was amiss. There are more things about this particular person that are weird. Like the murders. The murders are pretty weird. She's in her own time of serial killer, and she's burnt, meaning people know that she is now, and she has to go on the run, and she pretends to be somebody else. And somebody very woefully ignorant, or actually, he, I think, knows.
I don't know when he knows, but he knows. Like, yeah. I don't know when it becomes, like, very clear to him that that's not his son, but at some point he knows that that's not his son.
Yeah, he knows at some point. But she goes undercover. And then more events happen. And then the movie ends.
All right, this was a mistake. Yeah, Titane's weird.
Well, like some more things happen, but like then it ends.
She gives birth to a car baby, so there's that.
And everyone's fine with that.
Look, yes. No. Wait. Anyway, doesn't matter. Alex, what are you doing to me? So this is a wild movie, and honestly, it's one that does not really translate well to shows like this, where you have to deep dive into it, because even someone who loves the movie, which we'll get to shortly, I've got little blurbs from Dylan to read for each of the movies that he sent. Even someone who loves this movie doesn't fully understand everything a part of that's going on here, and that is trying to say. Doesn't mean that doesn't really hurt the movie. It's just it makes it more difficult to talk about on a show like this. But it's an experience, and it's one that you really don't have to experience in your life if you don't want to. It's not like a Schindler's List thing where, like, I feel like you should probably watch this movie at some point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not an experience you'll ever forget. The performances in this movie are honestly kind of on point. The dad specifically, whose name escapes me at the moment, Vincent in the movie. Yeah, he's fantastic. His performance as a father who, I'm just going to read it as, thought he got his son back after losing hope of ever seeing him again, slowly coming to terms with the fact that this isn't, in fact, his child, but still trying to have a relationship with this person as if they were anyway.
As an aside, Vincent is played by an actor named Vincent.
Perfect.
Vincent Linden.
Vincent Linden. Yes. Vincent Linden, outstanding in this movie. I can't say that enough. He's outstanding. There's things in this movie that just make me very uncomfortable, and I do not enjoy watching. That's not to say the movie itself is bad. I've done a bit of a 180 on this movie since the first time I saw it in 2022, when I gave it 2 stars. I think this is a very well done film. It's very well put together. The performances are all excellent, but I just can't do it. I just can't sit through this movie again. Once was already too many times for me. 2 is a whole nother matter entirely. That being said, I didn't want to puke nearly as much on this watch. This joins the ranks of like Midsommar for me, for movies that I hated the first time I saw, and then actually really like the on rewatch.
I hated it this time.
So. That's fair. Maybe give it 3 years like I did and give it a rewatch. I don't know, but I've got a feeling that's not going to happen.
I don't think so. I think, again, I think I don't object to any of the ideas. I don't object to like any of the ingredients, right?
It's the
meal that is presented to me. I think I will not be touching. I will not be ordering from this restaurant again. Because sometimes you just ruin a bunch of perfectly acceptable ingredients. You just do.
I get that.
That's okay.
I get that.
I do some baking in my spare time. Sometimes you just pull something out of the oven and it's wrong. And you go, I think I have messed this up. And that's, it happens.
Yeah.
I'll say this. It takes a swing. It's brave. I really do respect that.
Yeah.
But I have to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to get through it.
Yeah. And speaking as an Albertan, real quick, My favorite team, Edmonton Oilers. There's far too much oil in this movie, and it's kind of I'm kind of very uncomfortable every time. There's just copious amounts of oil in this movie, and I don't know. There's just little things that bother me. Itchy stomachs. Didn't realize that bothered me in movies until I saw this for the first time 2-3 years ago. Excessive amounts of oil. That's I guess when it's used in this way, a little uncomfortable for me. But yeah, no, the
taping yourself down, the taping, I was like, huh. Don't like that. Don't like that. That's a lot of pressure. I don't like that.
Yeah. Now, Dylan, unfortunately not here today, has thoughts on this movie that he would like share. So I'm going to read out a quick paragraph of text from Dylan. Titane, one of my favorite movies of all time. I'd be lying if I said that I understood everything that this film is trying to say, but on a visceral level, I think it all works. While the grotesque body horror of it all is incredibly effective, the film also has a shocking amount of heart with how it depicts the relationship between Vincent and Alexia, as fucked up as it may be. The scene where they dance to the song Lighthouse by Future Islands is an all-time great scene for me. 5 out of 5. Sorry, Alex.
No, it's fine. No, it is. It's fine. I don't usually. There are some movies where I will like draw the line of like, why do you like this? This is not good for you.
Yeah,
but I don't really think I could care less if anybody likes Titane. I'm like, yeah, all right. You're just.
It's not like you. It's not like you.
It's not Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. It's not like you've told me, Jack, you have a problem for liking Requiem for a Dream as much as you do. I'm sorry, I like good movies.
If you own a copy of Requiem for a Dream, something is wrong.
I don't yet.
Something is wrong.
I don't.
But I've walked into people's houses and been like, "Is this Requiem for?" Who you come home after a long day of work and pop in? No, we're leaving. We're leaving right now. I'm throwing this away.
Fair. Well, anyway, yeah. Titane, I'll give my general thoughts on it. We'll go down the rung of I love this movie to I like this movie to this is just not my movie. So I'll go next. Titane is a good movie. It is, and it's very well put together. Julia Ducournau is a very talented director. I'm very excited to see Alpha. I love Raw, which is concerning. I don't know why I love that movie as much as I do. It just worked for me. But Titane was a misfire the first time I saw it. I am not going to say I get it now, because I still don't get it, but it worked better for me. The performances are spot on, especially Vincent Linden. I don't want to just completely overlook Alexia's actor, but Vincent Linden, just every frame of his screen time, he is just cooking. He might make my supporting actor lineup that year. I'm not sure. He's close though. Very interesting that this is the movie that took the Palme that year. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. I think it's very well done. I can't complain about any of the technical aspects. I can't complain about anything on the performance side. It's so not for me. It's just not comfortable for me to watch. I can't get over some of the more grotesque hurdles. But yeah, I thought that it was a very well done film. Alex,
I agree. I think it's a really well made. Like just technically, I think it's a really well made. I think it's really well acted. I give a lot of points for that. But like, if you couldn't possibly get me to rewatch this. Like you just couldn't. It would not possibly cross my mind to ever do it on my own time. I don't think this movie has a strong sense of continuity. And as a certified plot boy, you know this about me. As a certified plot boy, I just don't think it holds up that end, and that's too big for me to ignore.
That's I get that. I get that. I'm very much I like movies that are lighter on plot, so that didn't really bother me. But I do get that. Fun fact about the jury president for this festival ceremony, this festival, it was Spike Lee. So this is this is the movie that won the Palme during the time that Spike Lee was jury president. How much of that was him? I don't know, but oh boy, not the movie I would have went with. Personally, I would have gone with Drive My Car. Probably just slightly over it. Slightly. I haven't seen Worst Person in the World yet. I was going to watch it last night, but the version, there were no subtitles and I couldn't get the subtitles to work. So, unfortunately, I did not watch the Danish movie without subtitles. I think it's Danish. I hope it's Danish. Yeah, I plan on watching that before I see Sentimental Value. I'll see it eventually. As of right now, Drive My Car, my pick. Very, very well done film. I think that I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember leaving the theater and thinking, had it ended 1-2 scenes earlier, it would have been a little better, but I can't complain about anything really. Toko Mira, I believe, the actress that plays the driver for most of that movie, fantastic. I think she was at least close to my supporting actress lineup for that year. Very excellent movie. Ryusuke Hamaguchi, I believe the director's name is. Very well done. I want to see more of his work. Alex, anything else on some of the other movies that were up for
I've
the
only
Palme
ever
that year?
seen Drive My Car,
Fair.
which I thought was very, very well done. Very long, so long. That movie's
It's longer than I was
very
expecting.
yeah, and it's so long. Sometimes you miss part of the Oscars.
Yeah,
Personal experience. What are you gonna do? But you get a great Letterboxd review out of it.
that is true. That is very true. Still one of my favorites, and also my review for that movie is one of my personal favorites of the ones I've written. Mostly because I just shot Coho point blank for no reason, and then got yelled at afterwards. But it was fun. Yeah. Anyway, Titane. Yeah, it's a movie. I don't really have a good transition into this. Because COVID happened and the 2020 festival was canceled, there is no 2020 winner. So we are moving on to 2019, which is Parasite. Bong Joon-ho's Best Picture winning, Best Director winning masterpiece, as many people have referred to it, is the Palme winner for 2019, and it's very easy to see why. It centers around a family in South Korea that lives in a semi-basement and struggles financially. They're not necessarily part of the upper class, and so one of them is presented with an opportunity to work for a rich family to tutor their daughter, and slowly the rest of the family starts kind of infiltrating their way into jobs for this family. They, in the process, getting the driver and housekeeper fired, and just kind of taking over the lives of the life of this family. And one night, when the family is away camping for the young son's birthday, they are all at the house, eating, drinking, just doing whatever they want there. It's almost like they live there. The housekeeper that had been fired shows up and says she forgot something while she was there, or when she was leaving. And the movie just takes a turn from here. I don't really know how else to say it. There's a secret basement with the housekeeper's husband. He's been living down there for like 4 years, and once she realizes, once the housekeeper realizes the rest of the family is there, and she puts the pieces together, her and her husband try to blackmail them and into them keeping their jobs, like the housekeeper getting her job back, and saying we'll ruin your lives if you don't do what we say. And so a fight ensues, and the housekeeper is knocked out. And they're tied up in the secret basement. The family returns home because the camp got rained out, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, shit just absolutely hits the fan. The family's semi-basement home floods. Words are hard. Sorry, it is a lot. To try to recap. And then the next day, they are going to be celebrating the son's birthday at the rich family's house, and a lot of people are there. And the people that have been tied up in the basement, one of them has gotten loose and attacks, killing one of the people at the birthday party, and yeah, Alex, hang on. I've got to take something real quick. Can you quickly wrap up? I got it.
Yeah. From there, several people are killed. I don't know why I have all the murdering movies, but several people are killed from there. It's a huge show. It's a huge loss of life, and then it's just kind of the fallout of that. There's arrests. There's the father goes into hiding. One of the kids is injured. The girl is killed. It's awful. And the idea is that I'm gonna, recover. I'm gonna make enough money. I'm gonna buy this house, and I'm going to eventually be able to free my dad, who is now the guy in the basement. It's a truly terrifying movie, kind of, not in like a scare way, but in a kind of like, oh yeah, this could happen, kind of. I think I remember reading when this movie came out that the director Bong Joon-ho wanted to make a very Korean movie, and when he ended up releasing it, it caught fire around the world, and he realized that this is not just like a Korean thing. People everywhere feel like this. That's really weird and bad and awful, and I hate that. And I tend to kind of agree with him. Hey Jack.
Hey.
I don't know how much of that you heard. Great. Yeah. So I think the thing that really strikes me, besides this kind of like hilarious notion that like this family has this wacky plan, so we'll get these guys fired, and we'll get you hired, and then we'll get you hired, then you hired. They honestly could have just said, "Hey, I know a guy that'll do it for cheaper," and they would have been hired just as easy. Like, there's no reason to do this lie. There's no reason to do any of these lies, and yet still they do. I don't know, that always kind of stayed with, like, what if they just said, I know a guy that'll do it for even $1 less, and they just hired, because like the you know, the first person's hired on a lie, then they just keep lying because that they don't care about qualifications.
That's true. The lady did say, "I don't care about documents." The
Yeah.
recommendation was
Yeah, they this the thing about them is that, like, they're doing so much brain power. They're using so much brain power to get a job they can get on recommend. And that's it, really. And they're like working overtime to keep this truly baffling lie. Like, families hire families all the time.
see. That's fair. I don't like. I'm not certain if there's differences, like if there's just like cultural differences, like you said in your when you were continuing for me. Thank you, by the way. He said he wanted to make a very uniquely Korean film, so I'm not sure if that's like just a minor thing that there's like maybe some cultural difference. I don't know. I'm not
I'm
from
not Korean enough to,
Korea.
yeah.
I have never been there. I don't know anything about Korea, so like take everything I say there like with a massive grain of salt. But yeah, no. I This movie is phenomenal. The like say what you will about like the the idea of them getting all these jobs by just lying and just continuing the lie for no apparent reason. The writing in this movie is phenomenal. The editing is some of the best of the 2010s. It maybe the best edited movie of the 2010s outside of like Arrival for me. And that's shown like, and that's like it's most prevalent for me, like just the absolute master that Bong Joon-ho is as a director during the montage of them getting rid of the housekeeper with that culminates with the bloody tissue in the garbage can. I think that's one of the best edited sequences I've seen in film this century. Even it's really well done on a technical level. Even the visual effects, because hey, by the way, there's some pretty incredible visual effects in this movie. The entire second level of that house doesn't exist.
Yeah,
that's all visual effects, which is absolutely insane. Didn't realize that until like months after the movie had come out. Anyway, very incredible movie on every level. The performances are incredible, specifically Song Kang-ho and Park So-dam. The Park father and daughter are just killing it in every scene. I love Park So-dam as like the con artist daughter. She's just so much fun. Ma'am, you can't smoke in here. Give me that. Give me that mug. I need to put my. I need to tap my cigarette out in it. Just the just little things in her performance. Just little things in her performance are so fucking great. I'm sad she wasn't nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars. Yes, I keep mentioning Oscars. That's just me. But Song Kang-ho not being nominated or winning is a crime, and the Academy still hasn't answered for it. So
and they never will.
And they never
No,
will.
Song Kang-ho's great. His face is the kind of the centerpiece for a lot of the movie, and there's this like sense of quiet but growing resentment that of course eventually has to bubble over, but like it's really intense. This like, I mean, the shot is no bigger than like like the camera's even closer on than this camera is. But it's just him gripping a steering wheel, just so tightly, and you really do get. And like the guy is completely oblivious to this. He has no idea that there's anything, like they're like fighting for their table scraps essentially.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's really what the movie is about. Like people, entire families are working, their whole lives for a fraction of what other people have.
Yeah.
And like, hey, eventually that's gonna bubble over. And you may not want to be there when it does.
Yeah. No, the just the growing, like you said, the growing resentment that you can see plainly written on his face as the movie goes on, is you can't help but just feel a sort of dread towards the end, when he's driving the wife home from the store to pick up the groceries for the birthday party, and
Right.
she cracks the window open, and just the look on his face as he leans over and sniffs like his shirt to see if there's a smell coming from him. Just, you can't help but feel a certain sort of dread when that happens, and then when it boils over, it feels like the inevitable conclusion to everything that has been building the whole time.
What this movie reminds me of, actually?
What?
It's sitting here talking about it. It reminds me of Rope. Do you remember Rope?
The Hitchcock movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every like, because I mean the movie's only so long, especially
89
like
minutes or something?
yeah, Rope, but Parasite is only
2
so long.
hours, 10
So like,
minutes?
especially when you on a second rewatch and you're like, how it's gonna end, you're like, oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
Uh, his head's cracked open. That's not good.
And the
Yeah.
second drop of the rock on the guy's head was just unnecessary.
Yeah, he didn't need that. He didn't need that in his life.
Oh, what a God damn it! What a movie! There's nothing bad I can say about this movie, which
No.
is frustrating because I don't think it should have won the Palme.
Because I don't like. No.
We'll get there. We'll get there. It's excellent. It's in my top 100. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Certainly of that year, it's number 2 or 3. 2019 was just a great year for movies, though. In general, definitely the correct winner at the Oscars, even if it wasn't the correct winner at Cannes. Can't really knock it though. Very well done. I've got the next blurb to read here from Dylan. There it is. Parasite. This movie just fucking rips. If I were teaching a class on film editing, a discipline I know jack shit about, the montage that ends with the bloody tissue being pulled out of the garbage can is one of the best examples of what great editing looks like, that everyone can watch and immediately understand. So many great setups and payoffs throughout. The film just feels like the perfect culmination of all the themes that have been present in all of Bong Joon-ho's previous films. And hang on. Sorry. Bong Joon-ho's previous films in his most expertly crafted film to date. 5 out of 5. Fair enough. No, sorry, I just stumbled there. Yeah. Can't really disagree with anything Dylan said.
Yeah, I think it's great. I will say, when you talk about the movie I know you really want to talk about, I'm going to cut you off at a certain point in time.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what year are we in? Yes, I know the movie you really want to talk about.
Yeah.
I also want to talk a lot about it. But I'm gonna cut you off. I don't know when, but I'm gonna cut you off.
That's fair. That's fair. Now, on to to that movie. The Dead Don't Die. No. I haven't seen The Dead Don't Die. Jim Jarmusch, I'm sorry. I'll give my quick recap of my thoughts on Parasite. Phenomenal shit. Bong Joon-ho is one of the best working directors in Hollywood, or just in film today. Park So-dam and Song Kang-ho are the two standouts in a cast full of incredible performances. I can't say anything negative about this movie, even if it's not my pick to win the Palme, but it's still an all-timer for me. 5 stars, no notes. Good shit. Alex.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to, I'll go above what Dylan said. If you wanted to just teach a class on staging, like, we need this room to feel large but also empty. We need this room to feel small and cramped. We need the set to be a part of the, like, a living, breathing part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You like, this is what you should be watching. Like, every single set that they are at is like perfect for what the scene calls for, which is, like, most sets are just there. Like, you see it and you go, oh yeah, sure. But sometimes you see a set and you're like, God, how do you fit 5 people? How could you possibly fit all of you sleep here? Why? How does that? No, one of you has to sleep outside. Absolutely not. Yeah, I think this is master class in, like, a couple of different senses. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah. Although,
but not my favorite of the year, I will also say.
Not my favorite of the year, not my favorite Bong movie, because Memories of Murder exists, and that movie is incredible and very difficult to watch, but still incredible. Yeah. Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu was the jury president this year. He directed Birdman and The Revenant. Oh, holy shit. You said Vincent Linden was the guy that played Vincent in Titane, correct?
Yeah.
The year after Titane, I'm looking at the spreadsheet right now because I have I've got it open on my phone. I've got the jury president listed for every year. He was the jury president for the following year when Triangle of Sadness won.
Well, he could have
didn't realize who he was when we did that episode, but now that I see the name Vincent Linden, I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Canonically, the lowest so far rated Palme d'Or winner for me. I haven't gotten to the Audiard movie yet. We'll see how that does. But no, back to Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu being the jury president for this one. This was a good year, it looks like, for this. You've got The Dead Don't Die, a Jim Jarmusch flick. Les Miserables, which was France's choice for Best International Feature at the Oscars that year. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tarantino's still most recent movie. Pain and Glory with Antonio Banderas and Almodovar, I believe the director was on that one. I know it's him. I just can't remember the name. I think it's Almodovar. And the movie that I think should have won, Celine Sciamma's masterpiece, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. This is kind of the default answer for me between this and Return of the King. It's close for favorite movie of all time. There's just nothing wrong with this movie. Every shot is a painting in a sense. Every shot is just framed perfectly. I guess I should probably go over the broad synopsis here. Portrait of a Lady on Fire is about a we've got a comment. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I hate you. It is about a woman who is a painter in 1700s France, I believe. It's either 1700s or 17th century. I can't remember. Anyway, she's a French painter, and she's recruited by this woman to paint a portrait of her daughter for a suitor in Milan. And but she can't. The daughter can't know that she's a painter. That she's being painted. And so the painter Marianne is tasked with painting Eloise, the daughter, in secret. Meanwhile, the two become close, and eventually, when the mother leaves eventually the two become close, and she finishes the portrait. But after coming clean to Eloise about being a painter and having grown so close and begun to fall in love with each other, she destroys the painting. And Eloise, when she finds out, says she'd let her paint her. So the mom leaves for a week, and the two are left alone with the one servant girl, Sophie, who is awesome in this movie, and I like her performance more and more every time I watch it. To finish the painting again. And as the two become closer, there's this connection between them that just cannot be broken. And when the mother returns and the painting is finished, the inevitable has to happen, and Marianne leaves. And Eloise never saw her again, but Marianne saw her again twice. Once at an art gallery in a painting, and once at a theater, and that shot is just perfect. That final shot at the theater is just beautiful. I love this movie so much. Alex, stop laughing. You bastard. This movie is just perfection. There's nothing negative I can say about this movie. Every shot is a painting, every frame of this movie. The performances are more subtle, more quiet. They're quieter performances, but they say so much without saying almost anything at all. The direction of this movie is perfectly paced. It's perfectly. The editing is incredible, and that final shot in the theater where it's just Marianne listening, or not Marianne, where it's Eloise listening to the orchestra play the Vivaldi number, and you can see her expression change from holding it all together to just enjoying the feelings that she's letting wash over her, the memories of their time together all these years later. And then it cuts to black and it ends, and it's just perfect. That's my favorite scene in film. Arguably, it's between that and Ride of the Rohirrim from Return of the King. Once again, it goes back and forth almost daily, but that scene is perfect. There's so many scenes in this movie that are just all timers for me. The scene around the fire that's on the poster. I can't say enough good things about this movie. Alex, stop me. This movie's just
right.
perfect.
I was supposed to do that.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, I agree. I think this movie is perfect in a way that, like, you could in a way that like you could put Parasite in a class. I don't think you couldn't teach Portrait of a Lady on Fire because it's so personal that like you couldn't do like it's so specific that you would only be teaching like you like what would you'd be teaching human connection in a film class? Like what does that mean? Like how do you contextualize it really? Um I remember the first time I saw this, and I remember I thought it was fine until they got to the scene where she shows her the first painting. And I remember so clearly the face that that Adele Hanel made. She looks at this painting, and you never see it. You never see the painting. She looks at the painting, she looks up, and she's like, is this how you see me? Like, is this is what you see? And you're like, I remember so clearly being devastated. Just emotionally punched in the face. And
how Nomi Merlant Marianne looked when she
yeah,
said that.
yeah, and then she comes back around the thing and she's like, God, I did mess it up, didn't I? Like I did. This is not at all. This isn't right at all. Um, she was painting. She was painting her from like like
A more cold.
yeah. She was painting a cold person, and I mean she is. I mean part of her is cold, but like she was painting her with the intention of I'm going to see this person once or twice. But the second time, I think she painted it with someone. This is someone that I never want to not be able to see again. And in that context, the painting is great. Like that would make a painting great. I never want to be able to not see this person again. Is how you should want to paint someone who, and it's awful because the whole point of the painting is to marry her off to someone else. It's inherently heartbreaking. Yeah, and it leads into two or three of truly the most heartbreaking movie scenes of all time, I think. Like,
yeah,
when you see the page number, I think is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you hear which we have used on this channel a lot, when you hear Summer from Four Seasons.
Yeah, the Vivaldi number. No,
and then the scene that I just mentioned, which was when you see like this is how you this is how you see me. Like, okay.
Just
all right.
Devastating.
Just truly devastating. I don't know how you could possibly quantify this.
The last scene I want to mention real quick is where where the two of them and Sophie, the maid, are all hanging out together, and they're reading story of Orpheus and Eurydice, which has been my favorite like Greek myth for like since like high school. And then I saw this movie and I was just like, this is perfect. That scene where they're discussing the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice, and they read the passage where he turns around and she's pulled back into the underworld. And the debate they have between why would he do that if he knows the one thing he can't do is turn around until they've crossed the threshold. and Marianne, I think it is, says, no, Eloise, I believe. Eloise says he makes the poet's choice instead of the hero's choice. He chooses to turn around and see her one last time, as opposed to uh, as opposed to crossing the threshold with her.
Yeah.
And Sophie asks why would he do that? And one of them says, maybe she said turn around. And then later on in the movie, as Marianne is running out of the estate to leave, she hears Eloise behind her say, turn around, in the white, like, wedding like dress that she's going to be wearing for her Milanese husband. And then the door closes. And they never see each other again until. But yeah, no. This movie's just so damn perfect. I
don't think we've ever seen it together.
We haven't, and we have to change.
But I think it would just be like two grown adults crying, crying every like 20 minutes. It would be great.
Honestly, yeah, you're not wrong. We'll have to change that soon. Sure. Shit. Yeah, no, we don't get to talk about this movie much here. Like in Picture This, it was never like brought up, obviously, because but like U-52, not really. No, so this was nice though. This was nice. I'm glad I got to vent about it here. This was fun. Yeah, that'd be my pick for the Palme. Favorite movie of all time, arguably. Yeah, no, incredible shit. Spike Lee, do better. Wait, no, that wasn't Spike Lee. Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, do better. Yeah. No, I've got nothing else to say. Otherwise, we'll be here and I'll miss the Oilers game.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Not for this.
That's fair. Alrighty then. We'll move on to the last movie of the episode. The only Kore-eda film to win the Palme so far, Shoplifters. I kind of up to you. Do you want to take this one, or should I for plot?
I'll do it, but like in a way, this movie's plot is just like
sound family.
You could explain what the movie. What the movie is about is what the movie is, what happens in it.
Yeah. No, it's very slice of life. Like it's not. It's it's more so you just following these people through their lives. So there's not really much of a plot to discuss, which
might be the plot of, or the theme of this month is just follow the natural progression of
what natural progression is there in Titane?
I mean, it flows. I'll tell you that. So Shoplifters is a movie about this family who steals to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
They're living off of pensions, they're living off of like day labor work, and to make ends meet, they steal from various stores. They have a system worked out using like hand signals, and it's like a well-oiled machine. One day the family picks up a girl on the way home, and they're like, well, we already stole her, we can't give her. Well, they like walk her back home, and then they're like, oh, this is not a good situation, I guess you just live with us now. And then like it's because like from a talking about it perspective, nothing happens for a very long time. But I like a more reasonable way to say it is that life happens for a long time. Like,
yeah.
Like they go on living their life and it's better than what she had going on before. She's slow to like respond to it all. Because we're talking, I mean, she's what, 5 or 6 maybe? She's
Maybe,
she's
maybe
very
she.
she's very young, but she's aware that she's like been hit before.
Yep.
She's aware that like, oh, if I don't behave, I'll be hurt. In a this is gonna sound awful, but it's really the only way that I can describe it. In like a dog that's been kicked too many times kind of way.
No, I understand what you mean.
Like like everyone is eating and she's in the corner sat just as still as possible, don't make any noise, because kids make noise, right? Like kids are loud, kids can be noisy, even the quiet ones. They are loud, they are noisy, they sometimes get in the way. She is like still in the corner, don't move, they can't hurt you if you don't move. Their sight is based on movement. You can, yeah, and she's
Wait, no, I was thinking with T-Rex.
yeah, that's a T-Rex. Yeah, but and they have to like get her. They have to go over and be like, hey, you have to eat, or otherwise, like, you're very skinny. You have to eat. We have to get you out of these clothes. We have to get you new clothes. We have to take care of these enormous scars that you have on your arms. Like, you're not well. let's do what we can. And she, I mean, eventually she just starts adapting to this new life. While life goes on, and eventually like you realize that none of these people are original parts, like
Yeah.
relative to each other.
Yeah. No.
And that's really what the movie's getting at, is that like, yeah, like the people that are around you, like, not the people that are around you consistently, the ones that are taking care of you and the ones that you're taking care of, regardless of whatever else is, like, those are the ones that are your family.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can just find you can find new ones. And I think there's something really sweet about, I mean, there is something really weird about just taking a child from the road, but like there is something like really sweet about that, of like, well,
This
I found him on the side, like, that's not yours, I know that, but nobody else was taking care of it, so I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
There's something really sweet about that, and something that I really do,
Yeah.
believe in.
Yeah, I like a good found family movie.
Yeah.
I said this before, and I'll say it again. I like movies that are lighter on plot. I like more slice of life movies. And when you finish this, it feels like it doesn't feel like I just watched a movie. It's like it's like getting a look into someone else's life for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's so well done. There's nothing like I think the only time that like I was like, okay, this movie's like, it's not great, or not great. It's never not great. The only time the movie like let up for me at all was when the plot kind of caught up to it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
When it's
for a long
just like
time,
10 minutes of them just sitting in rooms talking to cops.
yeah, for a long time, this movie is like Titane is a movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it? But yeah, but like Titane is a movie. Like, it is a set of circumstances that you would find extraordinary. For a long time, Shoplifters is like going through someone's like phone reels of
Yeah.
like, oh, we went out fishing, we went to the beach, we found a kid. That was weird. But like, but for a long time it is just like, hey, like, I mean, different, yeah, it's just like different kinds of like personal footage. Like there's a funny part where the kids come home in the rain and they
Yeah.
like the parents
Yeah.
are like fully naked.
Yeah.
And they have to go, oh hey, like the dads go, oh hey kids, how are you? While they get dressed. Like it's funny.
Yeah, no. There's real moments of just humor and levity in this movie
And that is very enjoyable, and it is staunchly interrupted by the plot.
Yeah.
In a way that, like, I think, like, as a certified plot lover, I was like, no, get these cops out of here, because I was enjoying them just like hanging out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it has to resolve at some point,
The last like day
Yeah.
where the son and the dad are together, and it's just them fishing and hanging out doing whatever. That might be the most enjoyable part of the movie, almost because it's temporary, like it's gonna end. It's because that they can't be around each other, so it's nice to reconnect the two, but the entire time there's that feeling like this is gonna end soon.
Yeah.
And it almost makes you appreciate that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I had a good time with this movie. I really did. It's my first Kore-eda movie, which I'm very excited.
I was gonna say that, like, sometimes you hear about a director and then you see the product actually, and you're like, it was fine, it's all right. And then sometimes you see a director and you're like, I would need to know more about you. You seem like you're a lot of fun. Yeah, you seem fascinating.
You know what this movie reminded me quite a bit of, like, just in like dynamics.
I think I know what you're gonna say. I think I know what you're gonna say, actually.
Hang on, give me a sec. Let me get my whiteboard, and
I have to look up. Oh, what was it called?
I got a marker. I'll write it down. I'll write both movies down, but yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was called. Hang on. I have to look up the name.
Okay, I've got both movies that it reminds me of written down. You can say them whenever.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was the other Japanese movie. It was the Japanese movie we saw for View 52. Is that what we have written on the board?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just show it, because I'm not gonna remember.
Yeah. Good Morning and Tokyo Story.
Good Morning is what
were the two that this gave me heavy vibes of.
Yeah. Good Morning is yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. No, that movie's just. Honestly, yeah, no. The entire time I was watching, I'm just like, this feels like Ozu. Like it feels like an Ozu movie. Ozu did Good Morning. Yes, I know we did Tokyo Story.
Yeah, Ozu. Yeah, Ozu.
Okay, cool. Oh, that would have been embarrassing. But yeah, no, it feels like an Ozu movie. So, and I like both the movies from him I've seen. So I'm very excited to watch more Kore-eda. I don't know if that's just like a common thing with his movies or not, but I hope so, because I really like Shoplifters. I've got a message from Dylan. Last message from Dylan for the day. From Shoplifters. The fact that this is my least favorite film we have covered this week is a testament to how strong this week was as a whole, for me at least. because I thought this film was great. This was my introduction to Kore-eda's work, and while I don't think it reaches the same heights as Still Walking, my personal favorite of his, I'm a sucker for a found family story, especially when it's in Kore-eda's hands. If I had any criticism, it would be that the second act spins its wheels a bit. 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
Which I get. That's definitely the most we're just vibing portion of the movie. But I rather enjoyed the second act. But no, I definitely get that criticism. Alex.
I think this is probably the strongest movie of this 3.
I get that.
In a way that like Parasite, I think went down. Partly because I think I'm no longer shocked by it. I'm no longer like.
That's fair.
I'm not as emotionally affected by it the second time.
I get that.
But I think Shoplifters like carrying a style of movie that I would not normally be down for, like let's just hang out kind of a movie.
Yeah.
That's so impressive. And to do it, not just to do it, but to do it in a foreign language where I don't know I have to pay so close hard attention. Like that it's just such a and it's fun. Like it's such a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy it.
Yeah. The final shot of this movie, actually, before I get into mine, where it's the girl that they kind of kidnapped at the start of the movie, and she's playing with the marbles on a balcony, and she's looking presumably down into like the parking lot of her building, or somewhere.
I think she's supposed to be looking at like where their house is. Because they live like
they did live like really close by. Yeah. She lifts her head slightly, like right before it cuts, and then it cuts to black. And it, like, did she see the kid, like, or the dad, or some like, I don't know. There's just questions that I didn't think I'd be asking about the movie. After watching it, and they're still there in my that I'm still curious about. This movie is excellent. I can't complain about it. Oh, did you give it a star rating?
I'm about to.
Oh shit! What's the rating?
A full 5.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Take that, Dylan.
Yeah, well, I'm right between the two of you because I'm giving this 4.5. I thought this was excellent. Like I said, the only time this movie didn't like fully work for me is when the plot caught up with it. But even then, like it didn't stall it for very long, but it did stop the movie dead in its tracks for a minute for me. I love everything about this movie. The guy that plays the dad, Lily something, I can't remember his name. I'm looking it up right now.
Lily Frankie?
Yeah, Lily Frankly, I think.
Frankie.
Lily Frankie is fantastic. He's the best part of the movie for me. Although both child actors in this are so good, they're excellent. I don't have anything negative about him to say. I look up afterwards to see if this movie was based on a true story because like you kind of get a vibe like in the third act that maybe this was like kind of inspired, and like the answer is no, but kind of because it's based on real things that happened in Japan, but not like one specific thing. Excellent movie. I can honestly see myself rewatching it. I can't wait to dive into more Kore-eda. Yeah, I'm really happy I saw this. I wish I was able to see Burning before this movie, like before doing the show, because that was like one of the other like big in competition movie I really wanted to see. But this movie's excellent. 4.5 stars. Can't say anything really that negative about it. I want to go back and rewatch it. It might go up to 5. I'm very excited to see more Kore-eda and to see this movie again. All right. So, right. The other thing before we go, other movies from this year's festival. Like I previously mentioned, Burning is one of them. Black Klansman, Cold War, and Under the Silver Lake are a couple others. This one was a bit of a lighter year from what I saw in terms of like movies that I recognize from the festival. So at least in the in competition portion. But I still think Shoplifters, out of the ones I've seen, was the correct choice. I don't dislike Cold War near as much as I did the first time I saw it. Went up quite a bit on rewatch. And Black Klansman is close, but I lean Shoplifters slightly.
Yeah. Black Klansman is a trip to watch.
It is.
It's a trip to watch. And then of course you have Dogman, which took a really long time to release, but DreamWorks finally got there. And I gotta say, that animation is so bad. Like, it's so glitchy. It's so wrong. Yeah, I don't know what.
Dogman.
Uh-huh.
Why are we talking about Dogman?
It's one of the in competition movies this year.
There was an in competition movie from that year called Dogman?
Yeah, Dogman. It's, if you look in the Wikipedia, it's just underneath Cold War. I promise it's there.
I don't remember seeing that. Hang on.
There is now a DreamWorks movie called Dogman. That's the whole joke. It is not.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, I was gonna say, if there is one that's Dogman, I guarantee you it's not the same thing.
That's the whole joke. Is another movie called Dogman.
I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
This was fun. Black Klansman's great. Yeah, Cold War's good. No, this
the animated movie, not good. Not good.
I haven't seen it. Don't plan to. I don't. I'm not gonna watch it unless, like, for some reason I'm forced to. I don't really plan on watching it.
Fair.
Heard it was fine until you said it was shit. So yeah.
Okay.
No. This was fun. A good deal shorter, I think, than the last episode, which I think got close to 2 hours. This one just over an hour 10. Next time there will be more of us. It'll be longer. We'll be discussing The Square, the first Ruben Östlund film to be given the Golden Palme. I, Daniel Blake, which I believe is a what's it? Ken Loach? Is that the
Ken Loach?
Yeah, Ken Loach. The Ken Loach film, I, Daniel Blake, which I believe was the second of his movies to win the Palme d'Or. And Deepan? Is that how you say that? Deepan? There's an H there. So, pardon? Deepan? Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I'm very apprehensive about this movie, I guess. I was not impressed with the one Jacques Audiard movie I saw. So I've heard this one is better, though.
Yeah, France is on some thin ice recently with me, personally. So we'll see how they get on.
That's fair. That'll be June 5th at 6 EST. Same time as it was today on July 5th, not June 5th. I'm stupid. July 5th at 6 EST. Thank you all for watching. I don't think we've got anything else to cover. So until then, see ya.